I think it's a real crossroads for Ireland. If this bill goes ahead, I think the only solution is that people who are willing to speak actively stand up and say things that they know will be deemed hateful and take it upon themselves to bring test cases. I don't think the bill as it stands is constitutional. I don't think that it is compatible with Ireland's international law obligations. But of course, once you've passed it, you've got to bring test cases to prove that. So people are going to have to stand up and say hateful things like there are two sexes, or hateful things like we shouldn't be sterilising children. And individuals are going to have to put themselves to the trouble, grief and expense of putting themselves through years of legal cases in order to push back against this. I mean, to me, it's part of the bigger thing too, and the aspect of it that I would emphasise is a sort of a break with reality. It's focus on words as something that makes reality rather than describes reality. And I mean, both those things are true. But when you think that words are the thing that makes reality, then it becomes incredibly important to control the words. And anyone who just says something is possibly bringing a new reality that you don't want to see into existence, and that's why you must stop them. And really, it's not too much of an exaggeration to say that democracy is a threat, the liberal order is a threat, sound governance is a threat. If we don't act on these things, we can only look back afterwards and say, you know, we were warned. We know what this looks like. We know what comes next when you tell people that they're hateful for just saying what they think about perfectly ordinary world events around them. And it's never good. So Irish people have to speak about it and not be quiet and passive like we often are. I think it'll be unconstitutional. I think it's just going to take a long time to demonstrate that. We have got quite good constitutional protections for free speech and for freedom of expression. It can't be that we let people win arguments by silencing their opponents. It doesn't play out well. I mean, I did an interview for a small Irish, I think it was Kerry radio station, because I'm of course never on RTE or in the Irish Times. And he said, but look, we've got a lot of immigrants at the moment, and you know, there's a lot of negativity towards them, and isn't it important that we stop people from saying anything about that? And my answer is, it's more important that you let people speak about these things, because when you don't, the government just goes ahead and does things that people don't want, and then, you know, it bursts out 10 years later, or it bursts out 20 years later.